Let me ask you something personal, something that might feel a little too familiar. Do your legs feel weaker than they used to? Do the stairs in your home suddenly feel taller? Does getting out of a chair take more effort? Do your walks seem shorter than they were just a few years ago? Here's the truth that most people never hear from their doctors. Weak legs are not just a normal part of aging. They are a flashing warning light, your body's way of saying, pay attention, something deeper is happening. And if you ignore it, the risks go far beyond a little muscle loss. We're talking about dangerous falls, losing your independence, or facing health complications that quietly cut years off your life. But here's the good news. This is not the end of the story. In fact, it's the beginning. Because once you understand the hidden reasons your legs weaken after 60, you can take simple, natural, proven steps to rebuild strength, restore stability, and move with confidence again. I'm Dr. Wellness, and after more than 30 years in medicine, I've seen seniors in their 60s, 70s, even their 90s turn weakness into strength and independence. And today, right here on Senior Health After 50, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest reasons your legs lose power and exactly what you can do, starting today, to fix it. So, stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between slowing down and getting your life back. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Reason number 5, muscle loss, sarcopenia. Almost nobody escapes this one, muscle loss or sarcopenia. What surprises many of my patients is that this process doesn't suddenly begin at age 60. It quietly starts decades earlier, in our 30s and 40s. By the time someone reaches their 80s, without any intervention, as much as 30% of their muscle mass may already be gone. Imagine trying to drive a powerful sports car, but someone has removed 1/3 of the engine. The car will still move, but it will be sluggish, less responsive, and unable to climb hills. That's what sarcopenia does to your body. You still function, but you no longer feel powerful. And sarcopenia isn't just about appearance like slimmer thighs or calves. It's about how your body performs in daily life. The signs often include fatigue after a short walk, a heavy, dragging sensation in your legs, struggling to rise from a chair without pushing on the armrests. These little struggles are often brushed off as just aging, but the truth is, they're signals from your body that muscle is disappearing. Let me share an example from history. Winston Churchill, the legendary British Prime Minister, was known for his fierce intellect and relentless energy during World War II. But in his later years, observers noticed how hard it became for him to move around. Churchill himself once joked about being an old man with tired legs. What he was really experiencing was classic sarcopenia, muscle wasting that made even walking across a room difficult. Churchill had the mental sharpness of a lion, but without physical strength, his independence declined. This reminds us that our muscles aren't just for vanity, they're the engines of freedom in our later years. In my own practice, I worked with a retired firefighter, let's call him Mark. At 68, he told me, "Doc, I used to carry people out of burning buildings. Now I can barely carry my groceries." Mark didn't realize it wasn't just old age, it was untreated sarcopenia. We put him on a plan. Daily chair squats and leg lifts, resistance band training for his thighs and calves, lean protein at every meal to rebuild his muscle fibers. Within 6 months, Mark was no longer dragging himself through the supermarket. He was back to hiking trails with his wife, something he thought was gone forever. Sarcopenia is not a death sentence. It's a challenge you can fight and win with consistent habits. Eat protein with every meal. Eggs for breakfast, fish or poultry for lunch, beans or Greek yogurt as snacks. Perform strength exercises. Chair squats, leg lifts, and resistance bands are safe even for beginners. Walk every single day. Even 10-15 minutes engages your muscles and tells your body, "Don't shut these fibers down, I still need them." Sarcopenia is a thief, but it's not unstoppable. With deliberate effort, you can rebuild what time tried to steal. Think of Churchill, who lost strength despite having the sharpest mind in the room. Think of Mark, who regained his pride and independence through simple, consistent exercise and nutrition. The lesson is clear. Muscle is not just about strength, it's about freedom, dignity, and living life on your terms. Reason number 4, poor circulation, peripheral artery disease, Pennsylvania D. Now, let's talk about the plumbing system of your body, your circulation. When blood doesn't reach your legs efficiently, it's like trying to water a garden with a clogged hose. The flowers don't get the nutrients they need, and slowly, they wither. In your body, when your arteries narrow due to plaque buildup, your leg muscles starve for oxygen. The result? Weakness, cramping, and fatigue. This isn't just uncomfortable. Poor circulation, often tied to peripheral artery disease, Pennsylvania D, is a red flag that your arteries, the very highways carrying life, are getting blocked. And here's the hard truth. PAD in the legs often predicts heart disease or stroke down the line. I once had a patient, Maria, a 72-year-old grandmother who loved gardening. She told me, "Doc, my legs feel like bags of cement when I walk to my rose bushes. But when I sit down, the pain disappears." That was classic PAD arteries narrowing so much that her muscles couldn't get enough oxygen while active. We put her on a plan, daily, slow-paced walking, increasing by just a few minutes each week. Hydration, she started carrying a water bottle everywhere. Reducing salt intake to cut swelling. Simple leg elevation after chores. Within months, Maria could tend to her garden without constantly sitting down to rest. She didn't just improve her circulation, she regained her joy. The good news is circulation can be trained, just like muscles. Small daily actions add up to stronger arteries. Walk every day, even if it's only around the house. Movement pumps blood through vessels and encourages them to open up. Stay hydrated. Dehydration thickens your blood, making it harder to flow. Cut back on excess salt. Too much salt causes swelling and worsens circulation. Elevate your legs after long periods of standing or sitting. Warm soaks and massage improve blood flow and ease heaviness. And here's the most important piece. If your calf pain consistently improves when you sit down, don't ignore it. See your doctor. Untreated PAD isn't just about tired legs. It's a warning sign of bigger cardiovascular risks. Your circulation is your lifeline. Ignore it, and your legs will pay the price, followed by your heart and brain. But nurture it, and even in your 70s or 80s, you can keep blood flowing strong. The truth is simple. Your legs don't just move you, they reveal the health of your entire body. Reason number 3, nerve damage, peripheral neuropathy. Now let's shift gears to another hidden culprit behind weak legs, nerve damage, or what we call peripheral neuropathy. Your nerves are like electric wires. They carry signals from your brain down to your feet and legs, telling muscles when to contract, how much pressure to apply, and how to balance. But just like old wiring in a house, nerves can fray, misfire, or short circuit. The result? Tingling, numbness, burning sensations, or that strange feeling of walking on a sponge. And when nerves can't transmit signals properly, your legs lose strength and coordination, setting the stage for dangerous falls. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali, a global icon, battled not only Parkinson's, but also neuropathy-like symptoms later in life. His legs would shuffle, his steps shortened, and balance became a daily struggle. It was a reminder that nerve-related weakness doesn't just take away movement, it chips away at independence and dignity. The key to protecting your nerves is catching the damage early and fueling them with what they need. Check your blood sugar regularly, especially if you're diabetic. High sugar corrodes nerves over time. Boost vitamin B12 through eggs, dairy, fish, and leafy greens or supplements if your doctor recommends. Avoid excessive alcohol, which accelerates nerve damage. Massage your legs and feet to stimulate circulation and keep nerve pathways active. Pay attention to tingling and numbness. Don't ignore these signals, they are early cries for help. Peripheral neuropathy is not just a nuisance, it's a progressive thief, one that steals balance, independence, and mobility if left unchecked. Look at Muhammad Ali, the most recognized figures of our time. His struggles remind us that nerves, though invisible, dictate how we move, stand, and live. The lesson is clear. Protect your nerves, and your legs will continue to carry you through the life you deserve. Reason number 2, spinal problems, sciatica, and herniated discs. Most people think weak legs begin in the muscles themselves, but often the real culprit is higher up in the spine. Your lower back is like the main electrical panel of your house. Every nerve that powers your legs passes through that control center. If a disc bulges, if arthritis narrows the spinal canal, or if years of poor posture compress those nerves, the signals to your legs get scrambled. The result? Weakness, pain, numbness, or even the terrifying feeling that your legs might suddenly give out. President John F. Kennedy, admired worldwide for his charisma, battled chronic back problems nearly his entire adult life. Few people know that his leg weakness and pain were so severe that he sometimes needed crutches hidden behind the podium before speeches. His spinal issues often radiated down into his legs, a classic example of nerve compression. Kennedy's case shows us that even those at the height of power are humbled when the spine fails to protect nerve pathways. World-renowned golfer Tiger Woods faced multiple back surgeries in his career. At times, he described his legs as feeling unstable, almost powerless, because the nerve signals were disrupted by spinal disc problems. Watching one of the most athletic figures of our era struggle to even walk up a fairway was a lesson. Spinal health dictates leg strength. Without it, even elite athletes lose their foundation. One of my patients, Harold, a 70-year-old former truck driver, came to me saying, "Doc, some days my left leg feels fine. Other days, it collapses when I least expect it." That inconsistency was the hallmark of sciatica nerve compression from a herniated disc. His treatment plan included gentle back stretches like knee to chest and seated spinal twists. Posture correction, we adjusted his chair to support his lower back. Movement breaks standing every 30 minutes instead of sitting for hours. Core strengthening to stabilize his spine long term. 6 months later, Harold wasn't collapsing anymore. He was back to fishing with his grandkids, confident his legs would hold him steady. Protecting your spine is one of the smartest investments you can make for leg strength. Stretch daily with gentle back movements to keep discs flexible. Avoid long sitting sessions. If you must sit, use lumbar support and stand up every half hour. Strengthen your core muscles. They're the scaffolding that protects your spine. Pay attention to symptoms. Pain radiating down one leg, numbness in your foot, or one leg feeling weaker than the other. These are red flags for spinal nerve compression. Your spine isn't just about avoiding back pain. It's the master switchboard for your legs. When it's pinched, your legs weaken, no matter how strong your muscles once were. Think of Kennedy, who carried the weight of the free world but still struggled to stand tall because of his back. Think of Tiger Woods, whose legendary legs faltered when his spine gave way. And think of Harold, who rediscovered stability with simple, daily changes. The message is clear. Treat your spine well, and your legs will stay strong enough to carry you through life's greatest stages. Reason number 1, electrolyte imbalance, magnesium and potassium deficiency. Sometimes the simplest things make the biggest difference. Your legs can feel shaky, cramp in the middle of the night, or suddenly weaken not because of muscles or nerves directly, but because of something even more basic, electrolytes. Magnesium and potassium are the unsung heroes of muscle function. They control how your muscles contract, relax, and recover. Without them, it's like trying to run an orchestra with no conductor. The instruments clash, the rhythm collapses, and nothing works in harmony. When these minerals run low, your legs spasm, fatigue, or simply lose power. Even Queen Elizabeth II, admired for her stamina well into her 90s, was reported to occasionally suffer from night cramps. Royal physicians suggested that hydration and electrolyte balance were part of her daily regimen. Her long life and relative mobility weren't just luck, they were supported by careful management of small but crucial details, like minerals. Tennis champion Serena Williams has spoken publicly about cramping during matches. Even in the prime of her career, electrolyte imbalances would strike, forcing her legs into painful spasms. Imagine that one of the strongest athletes alive brought to her knees by something as simple as a potassium dip. If it can happen to Serena on the world stage, it can certainly happen to any of us in daily life. Keeping electrolytes balanced is straightforward but requires daily awareness. Eat potassium-rich foods: bananas, spinach, avocados, oranges, and sweet potatoes. Boost magnesium intake with almonds, beans, whole grains, and yes, even a little dark chocolate. Stay hydrated. Dehydration magnifies deficiencies and makes cramps worse. Consider an Epsom salt bath before bed. The magnesium soaks into your skin, relaxing leg muscles and reducing night cramps. Electrolyte balance is one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools for maintaining strong legs after 50. Think about Queen Elizabeth II, who lived long and remained mobile thanks to disciplined daily habits. Think about Serena Williams, who showed us that even peak athletes falter when electrolytes dip. And remember Joanne, who went from collapsing in her kitchen to confidently standing tall again with nothing more than dietary changes. The lesson is simple. Your legs don't just run on muscle, they run on minerals. Keep them in balance, and your legs will keep carrying you strong, steady, and safe. If you take just one thing away from today, let it be this: your legs are your freedom. When they're strong, you can climb the stairs of your home without fear. You can travel, explore, dance, laugh, and chase your grandkids in the yard. But when they weaken, life doesn't just slow down, it shrinks. I've seen it in thousands of patients, teachers, veterans, homemakers, even CEOs. And you know what? Every single one of them discovered the same truth. It is never too late to fight back. Weak legs don't mean a weak future. They mean it's time to take action. So tonight, I challenge you. Do just one thing from what we talked about. Take a short walk after dinner. Eat a handful of almonds. Try a few chair squats before bed. Start small, but start today. Because your future self will thank you. And your legs, they'll carry you farther, stronger, and steadier than you ever thought possible. If this message spoke to you, please hit that like button, subscribe to Senior Health After 50, and share this video with someone you care about. Together, we can help more people walk with strength, dignity, and confidence. Remember this: growing older is inevitable, but growing weaker, that's optional.